Dane and Jeff's Media Dump is recorded under the influence of alcohol in front of a live studio audience.
I realized the other day that I don't know if I have the patience for children. And I learned that through my dog. We had a tree service come through and take down some trees. One in my front yard and then like 3 pretty big ones in my backyard that were all leaning towards the house. Go ahead and just take them out, and because of a hurricane season coming up, yada, yada, yada. And all day, my dog was just whining and crying because my mom and dad were like going in and out of the house. She was having to get shut up in my room because one of the dudes who was doing the trees had his daughter with him. And my mom's like, well, your daughter doesn't have to sit in the truck. She can come in the house. So she brings this little girl in the house and sits her down so she can watch Bluey. So I had to take the dog because Lilith does not understand the concept of personal space yet. And will just like love all up on somebody and get all up on them and stuff. And little kids are the same size as her and she will knock them down and things like that. Not without, she's not being mean. She's trying to love on them, but you know how it goes. But that dog cried all day. Just whine, to the point that I would turn around and look at her and be like, Lilith, I don't know what to do for you. Oh my God, please stop crying. And she just, wah. Well, I'm like, well, you shut the fuck up. It's like, God. Needless to say, we all slept really good that night, and we all did absolutely nothing the next day because we were all mentally exhausted from all the shit going on.
I love that the solution to keep the kid occupied was...
Yeah, that seems to be the solution for everything.
My mom's like, what do you want to watch? And she was like, Bluey. And my mom's like, I know that because when we used to watch
Dalton
Daphne...
watches it all the time.
Daphne, what do you want to watch? Bluey. All right.
It really is a good show.
I got to tell my mom and dad the other day, I was like, hey, did you know Bluey was a girl? They're like, really? I'm like, mm-hmm. I got corrected in the Discord. I was like, Adam, Dane, and Mikolov all watched Bluey. And before I could finish the sentence, my dad like looks at me and he's getting ready to say something I said because they're all dads. And he goes, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Like, that's it's a little fucking weird that 3 of your grown adult men friends are just watching a kid's cartoon like that. I'm like, yeah, Dad, I haven't totally watched Power Rangers since I've, been over 30.
I watch Gravity Falls by myself when my daughter's asleep. Like,
dude, I thought about you one time when Diana and I were in a Books A Million, or no, it might have been Barnes & Noble. Doesn't matter. It was a bookstore. And behind the counter when she was checking out, I was looking, and that book that you told me about from Gravity Falls was there for sale.
Was it Journal 3 or the Book of Bill?
Book of Bill, I think. It was the like black and like demonic looking book.
Oh, dude. I read that to my daughter and so many mistakes were made. That is not a fucking kid's book.
It looked really interesting. Like, it intrigued me just the way it looked. I was like, Gravity Falls, isn't it the kids show that I've heard Dane talk about? I was like, I think I've heard him talk about this book.
It's the equivalent of us watching Alien when we were 5 years old. It's fine.
Here's the thing about Gravity Falls. It's actually canon to the same multiverse as Rick and Morty.
That's interesting.
To the point that, like, because Alex Hirsch and,
Jeff Rowland?
Yeah, Jeff Roiland. Justin Roiland, that's it. I got there. Justin Roiland. They were like friends in college or some shit.
Is Justin Roiland the one that had the controversy about him, or was it the other
guy? Well, they've both had controversies, but Justin was the one who got fired for it. Dan Harmon, was sexually harassing writers on the staff for Community, I think.
That's what I remember hearing about, was a sexual harassment / assault type thing. So that was Dan. When
he got called out, he was like, yeah, look, out of all of the celebrity apologies, I think his was probably the most genuine because he just flat out owned exactly what he did. He's like, yeah, there's no excuse. I did this and this and this, and I was a fucking idiot, and the only thing I can hope is that she can find it in her heart to forgive me because, yeah, I was a piece of shit. I was in a bad place, and that's not an excuse, and I used that as an excuse at the time. So, but I think the charges against Justin, because there were charges, ended up getting dropped because they couldn't prove anything. But it was some shit like, I think there was a domestic abuse thing. There were allegations about underage girls, shit like that.
Yeah, that's never good.
I could be mistaken on that one, but it seemed like, not like, 7-year-old underage, like 17-year-old underage, as if there's like degrees of, severity with that. But
There technically is differences. I heard a stand-up comedian talking about that. He goes, if you're like, there's a difference. He's like, if you're a pedophile, you like prepubescent girls. If you're a hebephile, you like something else. And there was another name for the third one. And he goes, but the problem with that is, if you try to explain to people that there is a difference between the three, you sound like a pedophile.
I've heard that bit. Okay, he's like, technically, R. Kelly is not a pedophile. That was how he started the bit off.
Yeah. We've probably seen the same. We've probably sent it to one another on Facebook, honestly.
It wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, the crossover between that and Rick and Morty. Those two were buddies, I think, in college. And they had actually went as far as they were planning, like, this ARG puzzle thing with, like, things that they were want to stick in their respective cartoons. So there was, like, this one character that you were going to see who appeared in both that was, like, a extra background character. To the point that some of that shit still lingers in Gravity Falls, but where Rick and Morty is so notoriously behind schedule on everything, by the time Rick and Morty actually made it to air, Gravity Falls had already, like, quit its run or some shit like that.
Run its course.
But
Well, that's a bummer.
They do have a bunch of little Easter eggs in the media. Like, there's a coffee cup and ink pen that gets sucked through a portal in Gravity Falls that pop out in the pilot episode of Rick and Morty.
Nice.
In
awesome.
the Journal 3 book, which is a replication of one of the characters in-universe journals in Gravity Falls, there's a bunch of Rick and Morty references, like silhouettes of aliens and their version of Cthulhu. And one of the character has a wanted poster from when he was traveling the multiverse that has been written on in alienese that says Rick was here. And in one of the teasers for, I want to say Rick and Morty Season 5, which was pretending to be a clip like it was from one of the episodes, but it was something they made just for this little teaser trailer. Rick and Morty are riding along, and in the background you just flat out see one of the Gravity Falls characters. I saw that and I had an orgasm, and my daughter's like, Dad, was that Grunkle Ford on there? I'm like, yeah, that was Ford. They're doing it.
I always love silly little crossovers like that. It always warms my heart. While it's fresh on my brain, I know, Dane, I don't think you've seen it yet. And Jeff, I know you're not going to care, but you might find it funny. So this weekend was Triplemania, which is Mexico's big wrestling show. And there was a battle royal. I know, but
he is physically
so there's this
dying.
moment. This has nothing to do with the actual wrestling. There was a moment where there was this guy in the ring. It's Micro Man. He is 3'3", right? He's a mini, right? He's a legend in Mexico. He's a little guy, and he's in there and he's doing his stuff. And the next person to come out in the battle royal is Omos, who is 7'4", and they have this moment where they're doing a standoff. Micro Man runs up and starts punching Omos. Dude's not even swinging at his knee. He's like hitting him in the calf. and Omos turns around and is just looking around like, what the fuck was that? And then he just looks down and there's Micro Man just like, yeah! And Micro Man runs at him and he just sticks his foot forward and just kind of like, duh. And Micro Man goes like 8 feet.
It's like that scene in Jingle All the Way with Vern Troyer and The Big Show.
Yes! Exactly, dude. It was like that, but in the middle, dude, I cackled. I was like, this is why I love wrestling so much. It's just ridiculous things like this. The pure spectacle. So anyway, Micro Man ended up getting eliminated because a couple other dudes got eliminated and they were on the outside. And Omos picked Micro Man up over his head and chucked him out of the ring. Just
And he
Dude, it was-
survived?
Yeah, and me and Kana were cracking up. Dane, you'll know who I'm talking about. Otis. Microman hit Otis with a splash and eliminated him with a pin.
Milo and Otis?
Not nearly as cute. Think
Or
Otis
horrid.
is like think someone, I don't know, maybe a little shorter than I am, but just like
Picture Burt
as
Kreischer.
wide as he is tall. Yeah, he's like as wide as he is tall. Just and he goes, everybody, babe. What's up, babe? How you doing, babe?
Damn.
Type of dude that if he gave you a food recommendation, I would take it. Like, you need to go down there and try out them cheeseburgers, babe. They're good. I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's go get them.
I think there's like a tapeworm hole that goes from Guy Fieri's gut into Otis.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because you know how, like, you can tell, like, back on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, that this is Guy's life. He just loves going and trying all the shit everywhere. And, you know, he ain't a skinny man, but by all means, he should be way bigger than what he is for what he puts into his body.
I used to think that about Adam. What was his last name? The guy from Man vs. Food.
Yeah.
That guy was skinnier than. I mean, he was a big dude, but like the way that he had to put away food, like there had to have been like a regimen that he had to like recover from those.
Now, he did say that, I don't know if you remember, that he quit doing the food challenges after like the first season, maybe two, because he saw himself ballooning up on national television. And he's like, oh, fuck, I can't do this. I'm just going to start coaching people for the show, because if I do one of these every fucking week again, I'm going to die.
Yeah. Have either of you seen the guy that's taken over that show?
I don't watch Man vs.
Okay. Dane, have you?
No, I haven't watched it in years.
Okay, so he's a redhead guy. He's got like a little goatee beard thing, red hair. Fat dude is trying his absolute hardest to be a mixture of Chris Farley and Jack Black. Like, I know this is a podcast medium, so like this isn't gonna be good for the listeners, but you guys will see this. He'll be like looking at the guy and he'll be like, well, I think that these pancakes are gonna be delicious. And like that, he like flops his head around and stuff like Chris Farley would when he was being over exaggerated, but then he gives the same kind of cadence that Jack Black does when he talks. It's hard to explain, but it's very strange.
So is Adam Richman the first 4 seasons? Now it's Casey Webb.
Yeah. Adam Richman, thank you. I knew his name was Adam. I'm like, I can't remember his last name for nothing. I kept wanting to say Jones. I'm like, that's not right. That's the guy from Tool. Casey Webb. Yeah, that guy. If you look at a picture of him and just imagine him trying to be Chris Farley and Jack Black at the same time. Like,
Oh, thank you.
yeah, exactly. It's just not the same. I mean, I'll watch it when it's on the TV in the living room, but like, I don't seek it out anymore.
That's the way like most of the Food Network shit is. You don't really go after it, but it's inoffensive enough that if it's already on the television, you'll probably watch it.
Yeah, the days of me going and like seeking out, I used to watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives more than I do now, but like I really used to seek out Bourdain's stuff, so Guy Fieri I don't remember what, Big Bite was the name of the show, Guy's Big Bite. It was just him in a kitchen cooking and talking about what he was cooking and stuff. And like, that's the stuff I was after. I don't give a fuck about a grocery games where everyone has 20 minutes to do all this weird competition shit. I could give a fuck about that. If I want to watch a competition show on cooking on Food Network, I'm watching Chopped because they at least know how to do the drama in that show.
To be fair, it was a very entertaining show.
Chopped? Dude, I'm telling you. It was good.
Guys' Grocery Games.
Oh, was it? I've never actually seen it. I was just using that as an example.
Well, if I'm going for video about food that's entertaining, I want to watch You Suck at Cooking.
I'm not sure I know that.
That's on YouTube.
Oh, most of my cooking stuff is on YouTube these days.
If you get a chance, watch some of Wysack's stuff, because that dude has this really warped sense of humor. And you can tell that what he really wanted to do.
Almost everyone on YouTube.
Yeah, but he's warped in a different way. Like, he almost brings that old YouTube poop energy. But
wow, I haven't heard that term in a long time.
But he's filming everything like live. Like, his favorite thing to do is like, he'll grab some vegetable and with some random explanation for this is the best way to do it, he'll throw it, smash it, hit it with something that should not do anything but make a mess, and then it will just break apart into perfectly cut pieces. Or, like, he'll do something fucking stupid, like, smash a potato with a hammer and now you've got green beans or some shit. Just random fucking shit. Tons of wordplay. There's
I would expect no less.
one of his old episodes, he accidentally got tongue-tied and called the oven an onion and just decided, fuck it, I'm going with it. So ever since then, it's always the onion. He always calls the oven an onion.
That reminds me of a dude that will pop up just in my little Facebook reels from now and then. It's a big fat guy, and he talks about just quick meals that you make for your family. And he's a funny dude, but like every time he brings out a pan, he'll use an aluminum pan. He got a comment one time saying like, "Oh my God, why are you using aluminum pans?" Blah 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 blah. So every time now he pulls one, he goes, "Oh no, an aluminum pan." I love when people just own stuff like that.
I don't recall who the guy is, but same exact thing, Facebook Reels. And you don't see the guy. All you do is you see him. He's like cooking outdoors, so a lot of time it's cooking by campfire. The most recent one I watched was he took a stone, just like a normal flagstone, cleaned it off in water. Then he started using it as his oven. I started reading the comments, and everyone's just like, "Man, you shouldn't be using that because that thing could explode," because it was in the middle of winter. It's saying something like that the rock could explode. It's just like, guys, okay, we get it. We clearly know he knows what he's doing, and he made something delicious. And yet, all 1,000 of you are saying like, "Don't use that stone because it could explode." It's just like,
but did it explode?
No.
Exactly.
Now, clearly, your warnings are useless because he recorded this and uploaded it to YouTube.
Yeah.
Like,
So
these are the same
survived.
assholes who go to the fucking movies and yell, "Stay out of the water, they're gonna kill you."
I am that person sometimes. not in movie theaters, but like in my own head. Specifically the movie Darkness Falls, where it's like you can only get got in the dark. And it's like, motherfuckers, just turn a goddamn light on. Why are you walking through your house in the dark? Just turn a light on. Even like if I'm coming home from work and let's say I live home alone and I walk in my house, I'm not just going to go into my bedroom and start like doing stuff all in the dark. You walk inside, you flip a light on, you put your keys down, you get a drink, and then you meander into your bedroom and you turn the light on in there like a normal person. And then you don't get got by the scary monster that can only get you in the dark.
And that's why you're not in act movies.
And I'm not going to tell you what the
using
monster
logic.
is. Yeah. There's a horror movie that came out recently that apparently is like a play on that, where people actually use, I think it's called Hell No or something like that, or Oh Hell No. But it's a movie where people actually use logic in the horror movie, and I would like to see if it's any good or if it just actually sucks when people do that in movies.
It's actually one of my favorite. I think it was an insurance commercial. I don't recall, but it was the same exact thing. It was like those 70s, 80s horror movie tropes where even at the end, it's just like, "Oh, look, there's a vehicle with the engine running. Let's go in there." It's like, "Are you crazy? Let's hide in the barn with all the sharp objects and knives." And so they all hide in there, and then you just see the killer who, like, wearing a Voorhees mask, he just, like, lifts it over his head. He's just, like, just shakes his head.
Stupid, dumb kids.
Let's go for a hike in the woods in the dark without flashlights. I'm sure this will be fine. Yeah, hold on, let me put on my high heels.
Oh, God. Bro, that scene in Scary... You guys have seen the first Scary movie way back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The funny
that
one.
scene where she's running from the guy and she's like, "Oh, this is where I'm supposed to fall and break my leg now, right?" And she just snaps. I was like, "Ah!"
and the killer is just like, "Ah!"
Yeah, he had the same reaction I did. I was just like, "Oh my God." It's such an... And then when he cuts her head off and she's still talking shit, and he just throws her head in the trash can and she's still talking shit. Dude, that movie's funny as fuck.
It wasn't a trash
really
can. It was a laundry
that's
bin
right.
full of jock strips.
Oh, man. I thought Scary Movie 1 was really funny. Scary Movie 2 is pretty funny. Scary Movie 3 had like 3 funny scenes in it, and then after that I just gave up.
I never even watched 3. And somehow that was the one we wound up owning on DVD.
The best scene in that movie involved Leslie Nielsen, which is probably no surprise.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's Leslie Nielsen.
It was like the aliens piss out their...
Yeah, we're not so different after all.
Exactly. You know exactly the scene I'm talking about. The aliens piss out of their finger, and Leslie Nielsen just goes, "Oh, we're not so different after all," and just holds up his finger and starts pissing out of it.
No.
The three I remember is that scene, the one where Charlie Sheen finds out his wife got split in half, and he doesn't understand. It's like, let me show you. This is your wife, holding a hot dog, and she rips the hot dog in half. And Charlie Sheen's reaction is, she broke her wiener?
She broke her wiener. That's the cop who every time the camera cuts away from her and goes back, her hat's bigger. And then, by the end, her hat is like this fucking big. Okay, I take that back. Scary Movie 3 is funny. Everything after that, I can't vouch for.
But then the last scene is, I don't recall, but George is like, he's like trying to take care of this kid, and he keeps hitting him. He keeps getting injured. So eventually he lifts him up, and he lifts him right into a ceiling fan. And you just hear it just like this, and the kid gets launched through a window. But then, a few seconds later, you see the kid, it's just holding his head. It's just I'm going to my room.
Now, I have seen...
He should be dead.
I've seen clips from, Scary Movie 3 and the ones that came after. I don't know which one it is, but I know one of them at least has a scene where it's spoofing, I think, The Grudge.
Oh, yeah.
And
the Grudge or the Raid.
Some J-horror. I think 2 was spoofing House on Haunted Hill or some shit.
But I remember the scene you're talking about because the girl comes crawling out of the TV and she's like, the black girl whoops her ass.
No, this is the actual ghost boy that was in The Grudge.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of The Ring.
But
yeah,
I'm thinking of The Ring.
I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, the scene that I'm thinking of, which every time I see it brought up, people are always talking, it's racist, it's racist, it's racist, but I thought it was funny. Calling back to the racism last time. She's talking the girl who's in all of them, that the one with the black hair, the huge bush that gets blasted by
Anna Faris.
Yeah,
that's the actress's name. I don't remember. Cindy.
Cindy. There you go.
Cindy.
But she's talking in Japanese to the ghost kid, but they're Japanese. It's subtitled, but it's just listing off Japanese brand names like Yamaha, Mitsubishi, Kawasaki.
Dude, I saw a wrestling promo cut like that where the dude was supposed to be from Japan, and he was just like, Mitsubishi. Oh yes, Nissan. Oh yes. Kawasaki. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me, dude.
It's like that shit with the El Grande Americano where they were trying to dub over him like he was speaking Spanish.
And it takes me to what was it, Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, where so when I used to rent that DVD, there was a version on the DVD of the movie undubbed.
Oh shit.
So all of the old scenes were still in Chinese like they would be. But then the things that he said so that they could dub over it so it looked like his mouth was saying different things was so fucking funny. I hear that you are the master of pies. I have traveled long ways to learn how to make a blueberry pie from you, sir. And things like that. But then when you dub over it, that movie ahead of its time as far as its comedy went, in my opinion.
Did you guys hear that? Through my mic? Yeah. Really loud crack of thunder.
Booming.
I'll tell you what else is booming. What we're talking about.
Oh, sounds like a segue. I wonder who should do something with that.
Segu.
Get a long pregnant pause in here that will totally be ruined by truncate silence if I remember to use it.
If you remember.
And speaking of forgetting to use truncate silence, welcome to Dane and Jeff's Media Dump. I'm your host, Mr. L. Dane Puzzles Esquire, Mr. Puzzles for short, Dane for shorter. And with me today, he takes a licking and he keeps on ticking. We got Grumpy Jeff. Jeff, how you doing, man?
Don't forget, he's a duck.
Yes, he is in fact a duck.
The duck.
And that beautiful, sultry voice. The man, the myth, the legend. We got Steam Machine Dalton with us again this week. Dalton, How's it been, man?
Wow. I've been demoted. I've been replaced with someone that actually knows how to do podcasts.
I am Eduardo. I'm doing all right, man. It's been a long week.
Oh. Yeah, it has
It's been a long week, and it's only Monday.
Fuck, it's only going to
I guess
get
it is
worse
a new
from here.
It was a long week last week.
About a week long, a week wide, day deep.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it was Friday and Saturday. So it was a long weekend, but it felt like an entire week. Let's put it that. Let's just leave it at that. How are you, Dane?
Oh, slimy yet satisfying.
Has any good penis?
No, I'm just fucking tired. Normal bullshit. Different day.
Hey, man, I have been on the rare track of falling asleep at like 11 o'clock recently.
You're getting old.
Well, I'm just waiting for my sleep habit to revert. It cycles. It's real weird. I don't know why. But, yes, I am getting old. The grays that are starting to show up in my hair are telling me that.
Oh, wait until exclusively the only way you know that it's time to stop wiping is the blood starts on the toilet paper.
Already there. Been there for a year and a half.
Tucks, I'm telling you. Get some tucks.
Yeah, I need to look into those.
Oh, I want to go counterclockwise because that seems like a sensible way. So, Dalton, what you been up to? We'll start with you.
Oh man, I have been doing some yard work. Got a bunch of trees removed. They left one because it was $900 to cut it down because it was such a big motherfucker. But to haul it away would have been even more. So we were like, nah, you know what? You can just leave that one. I'll take care of it. Oh, I bit off a little more than I think I was ready to chew. I got a lot of tree to process, man. Some logs as tall as I am and as big around as I am. So that's gonna be fun. I might have to get a new chainsaw that's bigger. So,
Hell yeah.
but I got firewood for forever. Some pine, it's a good pine, so it'll burn a long time too. Let's see. I've been fucking around with some Elite Dangerous, which has been interesting to say the least. Got the needle back in my arm. That is Final Fantasy 11. Been playing that. Mikolov wanted to give that a shot, so been back on that grind. Let's see what else. I've been reading The Fruit of Grisaia. Either of you ever heard of that?
I think I've heard you talk about it
Yeah,
on
from
Discord.
Oh, I mean, okay, yeah. It's a visual novel. It's pretty good so far. I haven't gotten to any of the like, whoa stuff that's supposed to happen in it yet, but it's been cute so far. I'm enjoying it.
Isn't that the one that you
likeable-
were playing in front of your mom and you kept having tits pop up on screen?
That was the game that I was playing with my mom in here, and suddenly I walked into a room and the girl was in there just completely topless, and I was like, well, didn't want that to happen. And my mom just goes, I remember when mine stood up like that. Which is just the best line ever. That I just like, it cracked me up. But yes, that is that game. I've been trying to do like more visual novels and stuff because I want to try to start reading more. And I figure like when I'm not laying around reading a book, if I'm like on my computer doing stuff and I'm like, well, I'll read a little bit. I'll pull up a visual novel and do that.
I still think that you would have a fun time with Move Love.
I have, yeah. I think you gifted it to me, didn't you?
I might
Either
have.
that or I
thought
got
that
it on
one-
a sale or something.
I know it was like there was a humble bundle, and I think I claimed it, and I know I gave away a bunch of keys out of it. I think I gave some maybe to Adam. Might have given one or two to you.
I know I have the OG game. I might have just snagged it on sale at your recommendation. I don't really remember, but yeah, that's high up on my list to try because of your high recommendation of it.
Because the thing is, it's a trilogy. The first part is your standard slice of life high school romance harem bullshit,
Which I love. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a weeb.
but they play with the tropes interestingly because, you know, while all the characters do start out super tropey, like, you know, the first act, they do actually get more depth as the story goes along, and that groundwork for the characters is really necessary for parts 2 and 3 to land.
And I'm not to interrupt you, but I'm thinking Grisaia is that way too because Fruit of Grisaia is part 1 of 3. So to me though, I like that where you have multiple things where you kind of like can build the relationships with the characters over time because I feel like you develop a much stronger relationship with the characters that way.
That's the weird thing about Move Love, because even though you would think being a trilogy, you would get to know these characters and they would have a lot of history with each of them by the time you reach the end of the series. Oddly enough, every game, even though it's the same characters, you start off at, functionally ground zero with your character interactions with them, even though you're playing the same dude in every single game. Just because of the way that they play with the timeline.
Okay, is it a Higurashi situation where like you're playing through and basically the same kind of things are happening, it's just they're happening differently? Timey-wimey stuff.
So I'll give you the same spoilers that I had going into it before I ever read any of it.
Okay.
You unlock part 2 by playing the first game. So part 2 is actually like is unlockable content. You just have to get the 2 primary girl endings in the main game. In part 2, your character gets isekai'd to an alternate reality where aliens invaded, and his high school is now a base where they're training mech pilots.
Okay, see, I remember hearing mech stuff with Muv-Love.
And part 3 is after the end, which part 2 has kind of a downer ending. Part 3 picks up at the very same spot that part 2 begins at, with the implication that Takeru, the character you're playing as, at some point died and got thrown back in time to start it all over again. With further implication that this isn't the first time he's been thrown back, which means that all of the endings that you can get for number 2 are canon to the story as a whole.
Okay, now that's interesting. That's an interesting mechanic.
And then,
that's a cool way to do that.
Because of the way they build up their pseudoscience, you also find out that all of the different, very, very different endings from part 1 are also canon to the greater timeline because of their explanation for how he got isekai'd.
That just sounds wild to me.
But part 3 will also give you PTSD because they go Game of Thrones. No one has plot armor anymore in that one.
Oh, give it to me straight into the veins, dude. I think we've all had this discussion before. I personally love when a story is like not afraid to give you a bad ending or like a not happy ending. Because life ain't all about fucking rainbows and fairy tales and butterflies and all that shit. Sometimes shit just kind of goes wrong. And it's very relatable when you watch a movie and shit just kind of goes wrong for people. Like, it's like
Red Dead Redemption.
Exactly.
I fucking love that.
You do everything right in that game. And in the end, what do you get for it? You get turned to Swiss cheese.
Well, I was pretty good with the damn quick draw by the time I hit the end of that game. I took some of them with me.
Yeah, you got to. You got to take at least 3 of those dudes with a good, swift shot to the head. So just been reading some Fruit of Grisaia. And I do want to highly recommend to both of you, if you ever just get a hair up your butt to want to read something, The House in Fata Morgana, one of the greatest stories I've ever read. And it was wild to me that it was a visual novel and not a book. Like, it was so good. Very long, though. It's like reading an actual novel, but just really, really, really good. Other than that, man, just been cooking. Made some steaks last night. They were delicious, but had a bit too much fat and gristle in them for my taste, which is unfortunate.
It still eats.
Oh, the meat tasted delicious. It was just having to cut around all that stuff. You realized like how much of the steak was not edible. It was kind of a bummer.
Well, Jeff, what about you? What have you been up to, man?
Apart from the usual work and continuing to play Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, I started watching The Witcher on Netflix.
What'd you think?
And so far I'm on episode 5, I think, first season. And I am enjoying the hell out of it so far. I think Henry Cavill does a much superior job at voicing Geralt and not the guy in the game. But I will say that it is, I'm kind of sad that I can't play 3 because I think the controls are shit.
This is Jaskier from the actual show.
Oh, nice.
There might be some mods that would help you, and I would be willing to like look it up for you just to see. But it is a taste. Oh shit, that's right. You have it on PS5. Witcher 3 is very Souls-esque in the way that it is not very forgiving.
It's very loose and unforgiving. It reminds me of Horizon Zero Dawn, but worse.
But once you start leveling up and you kind of get used to the way Geralt flows, you can dance with that motherfucker. It just takes time. But if you're not gelling with it, I'm not gonna like make you like force you to play the game. You know what I mean?
I tried for an hour and a half. I can't. I was able to put his voice aside. It's just I could not get. It's not even that. It's not even that. It's like trying to be like a fake tough guy. It's like, I'm a Witcher. It's like,
I'm a Witcher.
What if I replaced all of his lines with Duke Nukem for you?
Ugh, I'm a Witcher.
I'm a Witcher. Ugh.
Toss a coin to your Witcher,
chew
baby.
bubble gum, and I'm all out of ass.
Kick ass and chew bubblegum. And there's no bubblegum in this time.
But yeah, no, I'm enjoying the show.
Have you heard when you mentioned the show, I wanted to ask, have you heard the song yet? Because I fucking love the song from that show. I don't remember which episode it is that Yaskir sings it. The, toss a coin to your Witcher, oh Valley of Plenty. Oh, what a great fucking song, bro.
I need to go back and give that show another try. I only made it about 3 episodes in, and I just could not get hooked on it. Like the opening
that
scene.
You just don't like fantasy.
That's the thing. I do like fantasy, but I was super stoked when I first started watching it. That opening scene with Geralt fucking with whatever that critter was and all that shit.
Yeah.
But when it started jumping to other characters' stories instead of staying focused with him, I was like, I don't know any of these names or any of these characters, and
well, I don't know any of these names either. But from the very quick snippet I got from 3, I know Geralt, Ciri, and Yennefer. And guess what? Those are the 3 characters that the show primarily focuses on.
I was just about to say, those are the 3 characters you mainly need to know.
Maybe I'll give it another
Yaskir
shot.
in the game, he's called Dandelion. It was a weird translation thing back in one of the earlier games, but yeah, he's always been known in the games as Dandelion.
Poor bastard.
But yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons of that show, and then something happened because I was watching it with my parents, and we never got around to watching the 3rd season. And then I believe in season 4 is when Cavill's gone, and it's now one of the Hemsworth that isn't Chris. Liam.
And I'm willing to give it a chance still. Because Liam
me
is
too.
a fine enough actor. The only difference is that Cavill put his effort and he did his research to try to portray Geralt as authentic as possible.
Yeah, he played all the games and read all.
And he is a huge PC gamer, so it's like, oh boy, he's one of us. I don't think we're going to be getting that Liam.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless he wants to sit down and play all the games and read all the books.
Which
Then by all means.
wouldn't the way like the timeline for all the Witcher material goes is the games pick up where the books leave off. Am I remembering that right?
I want to say that that's correct. I feel like Witcher 1, because Witcher 1 happens and he gets amnesia. And then like your goal was to go through and kind of Geralt remember who he is. And I do think that they take place after the books. I think that you were correct on that. I know Geralt's story is technically over after 3, and now with 4 taking over, Ciri's going to be the main character. And people who lost their minds about that have obviously not been paying attention, because Ciri's been the actual main character of The Witcher for a long-ass time. You just played as Geralt.
No. There's a vagina involved, clearly an inferior character. We don't need to be playing as DEI hire.
Yeah, that was basically the argument. Well, because Ciri is such and such, she couldn't have gone through the Witcher trial, so she can't actually be a Witcher, so why is she the main character of the Witcher character? It's like, dude, she trained to be a Witcher her entire goddamn life, even whether she went through the trials or not. I
mean, isn't she being trained by Geralt in the beginning of...
Yes! Exactly! You played it for an hour and you know that.
Yes!
But the vagina, Dalton. The vagina.
I know. It makes me just want to do that. For fuck's sake! Come on, guys.
It's like I didn't want to like Bayonetta as much as I ended up liking it.
Oh, goddamn. I've heard that game's great. I've never actually played it. I own it, but...
It is goddamn ridiculous. In like the best way.
Isn't her outfit made of her hair?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or yeah, that,
And she uses her hair to summon demons, so of course every time she does that, there's this big animation where now she's standing there butt-ass naked as her hair is flying up, opening up a portal to hell.
sounds fucking incredible.
And Nintendo
Where's the
bankrolled
Bayonetta
this.
movie? That's what I want. Yeah, that's what always baffled me, is that the Bayonetta games were on Nintendo.
Well, 2 and 3. The first one was, I think, PS3, 360, and PC. I've got the PC version, which is funny to say
I remember,
as a sentence about Bayonetta, the PC version of it.
because that game's anything but. Get it? Butt, booty, ass.
But enough about naked witches. What else you been up to, Jeff?
That's basically it. Just those things. How about you? What's been going on with you, Dave?
Oh. So I've been prowling through my ridiculous game libraries just to see what all kind of random shit I've got floating around in there. From all of the random free Epic games I've been collecting over the years, and the free GOG games that I've got through Prime. And I stumbled across this fun little game that I think was a Prime freebie that I got and redeemed on GOG. 9 Years of Shadow.
Yo, I have that in my library.
Give it a shot. I was actually talking to Nate about it because it's this really like short to the point Metroidvania, and I think I've sunk maybe 6 hours into it, and I think I'm on like the final trek to the end boss. A little bit buggy and a little bit busy as far as artwork goes, but it's a really elaborate pixel art style. So, you know how normally that shit's going to be kind of color coded to give you an idea of what thing you use when.
Yeah.
It takes a little while to get used to picking out the hints because they're way more diegetic than you would expect. But then they turn around and outline enemies in a just fluorescent color coding to let you know which armor set you have to equip to be able to do the extra damage. So they have all this set dressing that's very pretty and diegetic, and they have this very gamey, obvious in your face thing on that. But like that's a really nitpicky quibble to take up with it. But it just takes all the fun of a Metroidvania and really crams it down into a much more compact.
I'll give it a shot, because Metroidvanias are very hit and miss with me. So I either love them or I'm just like, meh. I do have a quick recommendation for you guys if you have been keeping up with the Epic free games. Jeff, I know you are. Dane, were you a fan of Hades?
Yeah.
Okay, so Epic gave away a game a couple months ago called Redacted. I don't know if either of you got it. It's a really stylized looking cover.
I think I picked that one up.
It plays like Hades, where like you're like this guy and you're working for this company. It almost gives me SCP vibes in a way. Like you're working for a company that's dealing with a lot of shit that's kind of just weird and wacky. And things start to go awry, so you have to make your way out of this giant facility. And you run through the levels, and when you die, you respawn, but you get to use your points to get a new weapon or stuff like that. Like it plays exactly like Hades, but with a sci-fi twist. And I've been having a good time with it. So you mentioned Epic free games. I was like, oh, let me tell the boys about that real quick while I'm thinking about it.
I'm like 99% sure that I picked that one up. I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, it's a fun little romp. I won't say it's as good as Hades, because it's like, I feel like it's not as polished, but I had a good time with it.
I'll take a peek at that. What else we've been up to? Me and the wife are still watching through Dexter Resurrection as it comes out.
Is that good? When I last left off on Dexter, I was watching a certain well-known actor kill a woman in a bathtub. Jeff, I don't want to spoil it for you if you are planning on watch Dexter, or if you. Okay, well, it's John Lithgow. That was the
Zodiac Killer.
Trinity.
Yeah, that was.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the last part I left off on Dexter, was watching him kill a girl, and I was like, oh shit!
Wasn't it you, Dane, that said, like, post they changed writers and
Yeah, it's a different showrunner after 4, which if you're going to just watch until you hit a good endpoint, you pick the best spot to stop watching.
Me?
Yeah.
Just to stop when Jet and Lithgow kills a woman?
Yeah, like because that season makes it a good like full circle for the character, and it's a bunch of people, myself included, felt that that's when they should have stopped Dexter as a show and just ended it there. The next 4 seasons kind of slowly degrade in quality.
But I should finish the season with John Lithgow, though.
Yeah. Okay, at the very least.
I saw the first episode of that.
At the very least, finish that season, because that was... That season and the first season are like the 2 best.
I do remember reading something about a later season that like there was this weird like Deb being in love with Dexter thing going on, and I was like, that doesn't seem like the same show I was watching. What?
Yeah, and then even the writers were like, what the fuck were we thinking? And they dropped that shit like a sack of retarded potatoes. Just bam, gone. We're not going to talk about that anymore. There's like a throwaway line of, hey, you remember when I thought that? Yeah, that was really fucking dumb, huh? They really do that in the last season. But the revival seasons are really good. Dexter New Blood picks up 10 years after the end of the original series. And Resurrection is like, I think, a month and a half after that, timeline-wise. They are really good. They are... I wouldn't say they're on par with the best of the original, but they actually hold up better against the first, 4 seasons compared to the back half of the original series, where it just kind of slowly was going down the drain. So, Resurrection's really fun. It's got Peter Dinklage in it, Uma Thurman.
I hate that, and people in the Discord are going to be like, but I hate that when I think of Uma Thurman, I think of Kill Bill, when she just has that scene where she's like, wiggle your big toe. And I can't help but be like, I think Quentin Tarantino had a very specific reason for putting that scene in.
Well, it's well known that he had...
Well, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. Is like, and but that scene in particular, it's like she could have been like, wiggle your big toe, and she just stares at it for a second, and then it moves, and then you move on. But it's like it lingered so long. It's like that's
to be
old
fair,
Tarantino.
she was in a coma for...
Was it 4 years? Okay, I don't remember that much about Kill Bill.
I don't think I've ever actually watched Kill Bill.
I actually kind of find it funny. I was watching the second movie, and I just started thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. Because sadly, we just lost him recently, Michael Madsen. Here he is at the point in the movie, he's supposed to be like this drunk, like nothing, who just got fired for being a bouncer. It's like, he's the only one at best to do it.
Huh.
Because she defeats Oranishi, Lucy
Liu, who was a badass in that movie.
She bests Vivica A. Fox. She defeats Daryl Hannah, and she defeats Bill. Bud is the only one that defeats her.
Making me want to go back and watch that.
And he defeats her by pumping her with 2 shots of rock salt.
God, I bet that sting. Oh my god.
So yeah, it's just like, the drunk was the only one. Good for him.
Good for him. Up the Mickelson.
So he's a drunk in there.
He is.
Does he do drunken boxing?
Mickelson? I'm sorry, what were you saying? Because I was confused. Did Dalton just call him Mickelson?
Isn't it Mads Mikkelsen? Isn't that his name?
No, it's Michael Madsen.
I'm thinking of a different actor then. Never mind.
Getting hung up on that alliteration.
I guess so. That's why they call it dope, kids.
No, I said, does he do drunken boxing in it?
No.
I'm out. Dude, that movie, that Jackie Chan movie, Legend of Drunken Master, that was like one of my favorite fucking movies when I was a kid. I taped it off of HBO or some shit, and me and my brother would lay in there and watch it going to sleep every night when we shared a room. I liked it so much that whenever Dead or Alive 3 came out and we got it on the Xbox, I exclusively played as Brad because he did drunken boxing. In a game full of bouncing boobs, I played as the old drunk dude.
I feel like you would have been a Bo Raicho player in Mortal Kombat too.
I actually tried to, and I was so used to the move set for Brad, and it didn't really line up in a way that I was expecting.
Yeah.
I never could make the transition, so I just stuck with Scorpion.
Fair enough.
But only other thing
Fair
I've been up to is me and my wife. We've got one episode left. Finally got around to watching the rest of Squid Game.
Oh, that's right. There's a season 2.
3.
Oh shit! There's a season 3.
Yeah. See, we watched the
Wow.
original one back when it first came out and all the hype was out there, and we liked it.
Yeah.
When season 2 dropped, never bothered to get around to it, and we were just scrolling through trying to figure out what the fuck to watch. And my wife was like, "Hey, do you want to
Jeff,
watch the rest of Squid Game?" I'm like, "Yeah." And hey, shit, 3 seasons, so we got plenty to watch.
Jeff's on the same timeline as me. I'm like, when did season 2 come out?
I thought this most recent season was season 2, and you're like, nope, season 3. I'm like, when
What?
did 2 get released?
I don't know. Maybe season 3 like literally just came out within the last little bit, and we happened to time it good. But we've got one episode left, and I'm so glad that I didn't watch season 2 when it first came out, because it ends mid-game.
Yeah, that would be killer, especially with a show like that. Oh my god.
Because, you know, the first season goes start to finish. Season 2 stops, like, I think they're doing 6 days, so 1 game a day. I think it stops at the end of day 3 or 4. I think at the end of day 3.
And season 3 picks up there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
But, like, the big change for the conceit in the games, do you remember whenever they're all raising hell and they want to leave and they let them all make a vote? Like, you know, simple majority, vote to stay or to quit now and split what money we have.
I never watched Squid Game.
I think I do remember that scene, yeah, because a couple people voted no, right? Or like one person.
Well, they put it to a vote after every game in this one, mandatory. Well, that's one of the big changes.
That's an interesting dynamic.
Which, I mean, going in, you know they're never going to vote to leave. But seeing who changes their mind, when, and why gives an extra little level of tension in the air. But, yeah, I'm having fun with it. And we watched, before I came in here and we started fighting with my setup, we were watching the next to the last episode. And the ending of that one, we've got 1 episode left. I was like, son of a bitch, god damn it, I gotta go record. Fuck. I came in.
Dude, I remember, oh, go ahead.
I came in Nat's ass and be like, nope, can't do it. I'm gonna finish Spit Game. I'll talk to you guys another day.
I accidentally, quote unquote, spilled a drink on my thing. It's not working, guys. There's a weird buzz noise. I have to go watch Squid Game.
Cutaway, I'm standing here pissing into my computer.
There were times when I was watching The Sopranos with my parents that an episode would end, and we would typically watch 1, but it got to the point where we ended up watching 2 episodes a night because it would be like an episode would end and I would look over at them and they'd be like, "Well, obviously we have to watch the next one. Like we can't just leave it on now." All right. I love when a show can do that to you, dude. When they just leave you with a little bit and you're like, "I have to see that next episode."
And then you watch it, it's like, well, that was a bit.
Not always, but yeah, that's
Not
always
always,
the worst.
but there is.
Yeah, that's the bummer.
But I've been metagaming hard while we've been watching this show. And while a lot of my, like, all right, this one is not going to die yet because XYZ, or this one's definitely going to bite it soon because of this reason, I've been right about the, you know, this one's going to live until then, this one's going to die probably in this episode. I've been right so far, but I will give them credit, even though it's pretty easy to see from the story who's probably going to die when. They have been surprising me with the events that lead up to and some of the circumstances surrounding it. Because there was one, like, there's 2 characters in there. There's a elderly mother and her son that are both in the games. She got in trying to get money to pay off his debt, and he got in to get money to pay off his debt. And you know, okay, because of this dynamic, that one's definitely going to be dying first. And neither one of them are main characters, so neither one of them's going to make it out, but that one's definitely going to die first because of this story reason. But the way that it happens completely caught me off guard. I did not see that shit coming.
I do remember that first season when they get into the stop go game, and the first like time that people didn't stop, and those little girl statues just gun came out and just like shot them all. I was like, oh shit. Okay, this show is gonna be serious. There's a movie series I want to check out. I think it's called The Platform.
I watched it.
Is it any good? Because I've heard that it's Squid Game-esque.
I actually watched it. I think it came out before Squid Game. The whole premise of it is they're all kind of imprisoned in this tower that's like, say, I forget the number, but like, 100 layers tall. And they make food and they put it, and the food is on the platform, and it goes down, it drops, it sits there for so long for the people on that floor to eat, and then it goes down to the next. So by the time you get to the bottom, there's nothing left. So the people at the bottom are fucking starving. I can't remember all the details about it, but it was an interesting one. I think it was
that sounds.
I think it originated in France.
I think France or Korea. It was one of those two. It was like I know it was a foreign movie for.
But I think that's all I got as far as just bullshit talk. So you know what that means? It's everybody's favorite segment.
Yeah.
So this week for Haha Dalton Found an Error. Dalton, did you catch anything?
Did you catch your own mistake?
I don't think I did. I haven't listened back to the episode yet. So I don't know because I was on it, so I haven't listened to it. If I made a mistake, feel free to call it out because I'm sure I did.
Nobody's called me out on anything. Anyone call you out on anything, Jeff?
Not that I remember.
All right, there you have it. It's unanimous. We were flawless.
Yeah.
Of course, Mick.
Spanish.
The asshole Mick's probably going to take credit for it, though.
That's the platform. It's a Spanish movie.
Spanish.
The error that I did have, I told him there were no jump scares in Jurassic Park. Whoops.
Well, that wasn't an episode error.
That's fair.
That's just Mikolov's fault for not watching the movie earlier.
Yeah, what happens in the watch party stays in the watch party. So I guess that brings us to today's topic du jour. Jeff, this was your pick.
Yes.
Star Fox 64.
Yes.
So shall we go ahead and get our mandatory internet blurb?
No.
All right, fine. Fuck you. You run it.
Go ahead. I mean, after all, you are the professional.
Oh, professional smartass, maybe.
You're all set up, and here I am. I'm looking at my waves. They're fantastic.
The Wave.
Woo!
So, pulled from thegamesdb.net. Star Fox 64 is a 1997 Nintendo 64 third-person rail shooter video game developed by Nintendo EAD and released by Nintendo of America in the USA on June 30th, 1997. There you go. Rated E for everyone. Came with the Rumble Pack.
According to the box art, the North American box art, it was rated K&A, kids to adults. So just to fancy everyone.
I was going to say, I think that was before E, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I want to say E came in later on.
Yeah, I think they might have adjusted it to that. I did find out whenever I was Googling this to pull it up on the blurb, the PAL region had a different title. It was Lylat System.
Yes.
Yeah, the first one was Lylat Wars.
Lylat Wars, there you go.
And I believe the reason was at the time, there was a German company called Starvox. And to prevent confusion, it's just like, okay, we're going to call it...
Fucking Germans.
That makes sense because in the German dialect, the V is a F sound, so that would be pronounced Starfox.
First the Holocaust.
Yeah,
and
it's
now
weird. German
this.
W is V. Very strange.
So tell me, history with the game. Jeff, you picked this. We'll start with you. What made this so fucking special to you?
Because I basically played this game on release. That's not true. I played it like maybe 2 years after its release when my brother finally brought home his first N64. All of a sudden, he just brought home the game. And it's just like, what is this? And that's basically how it all started. I ended up playing this game. And I ended up playing this game basically at least once a day for an entire year. Just because it was so accessible. It is a quick hour. It's just a fantastic experience. So that's basically it. So I started playing this in 99, and I still played.
What about you, Dalton? History with Star Fox.
Okay, so I had a lot of friends who loved this game growing up. I had a PlayStation, though. So my time with Star Fox was very limited to the friends that I had who had the game. but actually wanted to play the game, which was very rare. Because I had a few friends that had Nintendo 64s. One set of them always wanted to play GoldenEye instead. One set of them always wanted to play Smash Brothers. And one set of them always wanted to play either Pokemon Snap or Pokemon Stadium. So all of those are great games, for in their own right. So we just never got around to messing with Star Fox much. My first real experience with Star Fox is when I got the SNES Classic and played OG Star Fox on that to unlock Star Fox 2, because that was the big thing when that thing came out, is, oh my god, it's going to have Star Fox 2 on it. And I unlocked Star Fox 2 and then never played it.
You're not missing a whole lot.
It's better than the first Star Fox, but it's very, I don't want to say good. It's good for what it is.
Yep.
But obviously it is complete
dog water.
How to say it? It's very of the time of its technology. It's very apropos of the technology of the time.
And even the first Star Fox pushed the Super Nintendo to its limit.
So much so, it needed an extra, and it still ran at 10 frames a second, and that's being.
Yeah, that's generous.
Well, the fact that they were actually rendering polygons like that on Super Nintendo hardware, even with having to piggyback the Super FX chip on there.
But a couple days ago, I started playing Star Fox on RetroArch, and it was my first real experience with Star Fox 64. So my history with it's kind of been within the last week.
Well, I was by the original Star Fox the way you were with 64. I had a bunch of friends who had it, and I got to try it a couple of times over at one friend's house. But I never actually owned Star Fox when I was a kid. I think we might have picked it up later on just to flesh out the Super Nintendo collection. But I don't know how close to release I would have got it. We got a Nintendo 64 fairly early on, but we didn't have it within that initial release window. But Star Fox 64 was one of the early games we picked up. And my distinctest memory after when we got it, because this was how we got our Rumble Pack, which I still think is bullshit that the Rumble Pack had to have batteries in it.
You think it would pull the power from the controller, which is plugged into a source that's pulling power from a power source?
Nope. I think it was 2 AAAs that you had to put in there or some shit?
2 AAAs, yep.
So that always pissed me off because every time I went to play it, the batteries would inevitably die in the middle of my gaming. But we had the official strategy guide for Star Fox 64.
Oh, fancy.
Which had a section in the middle, a middle centerfold thing, that when you folded it out, it was blueprints. Yeah, I had that one too, the Final Fantasy VIII guide. But it had these blueprint centerfold things with designs for the spaceship that I brain fart and I can't remember the name of. What was R-Wing?
The R-Wing.
Yeah, the R-Wing, the Landmaster tank, and the fucking sub.
The Blue Marine.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Well, it's only in one
because
level.
You didn't play that level.
Yeah, there was a few.
You have to meet the game's requirement.
You have to get a bunch of a mission accomplished for that one.
Okay.
But, yeah, I played the shit out of this game. I managed to get all the fucking unlockables on it back in the day. So you would end up, in the multiplayer mode, which was just a free-range, 4-person free-for-all that you could have.
Like a dogfight.
You could unlock grounded versions of the actual characters running around with fucking rocket launchers shooting one another.
Oh, that's cool.
And you could unlock Fox's dad's sunglasses that he would wear for the game. That was the other big unlockable that you could get.
That's what's up. I really liked seeing Fox's dad at the end. That was.
Well, was it him?
I mean, I kind of assume it was like an apparition of sorts, but
I think that's the general consensus. It's just Fox has to escape, and what better way? It's just I'll follow you, Dad.
So, Jeff, you're probably the most up on the lore of the greater Star Fox series. I've always assumed this. Is Star Fox 64 a remake or a sequel?
It is a remake of the original game.
Because I know that originally, when they were developing Star Fox 2, they ended up saying, you know what, this is too close to the end of the life cycle. Let's just move the project to the 64.
And already PlayStation has been PlayStation and the Sega Saturn, which are promoting 3D games. I think it was Miyamoto. Basically says just like, we can't release this game because it looks inferior to everything else that's getting released by PlayStation and Sega. So it's just like, so they canceled it, even though the game was basically.
Which I do remember downloading that leaked ROM back in the day.
But that leaked, I think from what I heard, that leaked ROM was like a 90% completed version. The only real true completed version for the longest time was I think the guy's name was Dylan Cuthbert, the guy in charge of Argonaut software. You know, him and his crew basically created the FX chip. And when Nintendo decided to cancel Star Fox 2, the two of them basically were at odds for decades, until they finally came to some sort of agreement where Cuthbert allowed the game to be released on the SNES, which is what you complete one level of Corneria in Star Fox, and then that unlocks Star Fox 2.
Yeah, and that was what I did.
That is one of the few like real cool fan things that Nintendo has done. Because I never thought that they would ever have an official release. The fact that they stuck it in there at all.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Sega did something similar on their. They don't have it anymore. I don't know why, but in the old school, like the PS3 release of the Sega Genesis Master System, or not Master System, but the Sega Genesis Mega Drive collection.
Yeah.
That they do. If you played, I think you had to play all three, an hour at least of all three of Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4. It would unlock Phantasy Star 1, the Master System game. That's not there anymore. If on the Steam version, it's not there anymore. It's weird.
I guess I remember when they did the re-release on Metal Gear Solid 3, the Subsistence Edition, that actually had the old MSX Metal Gears in it as extra content.
Hell yeah. Very different games, but they're cool. So, I gotta tell you guys.
Tell us.
The boss in this game, that was like the floating disc with the 3 tentacles that come off. And
the boss for Area 6.
Yep. So you destroy the tentacles, then it opens up and you got to shoot the little laser ball. That boss can suck both of my balls and my butthole. It was like I would destroy the claws and it would open up and it would do its rainbow laser and I would avoid that. And then the 3 glowing balls would come up and I would shoot them. And then it would give me 2 seconds to shoot the thing in the middle. And I would do like this much damage to it. And then it would shut. And that fight took me for fucking ever because of that. Like, dude, it just kept doing that. And finally at the end, I don't know what I did, but I opened it up and I shot the 3 balls and then I started shooting in the middle and its health just went gone. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Did the game throw me a bone? I don't really know.
It took pity on you because it knows that you're terrible.
I am not very good at this game. I'm not very good at rail shooters in general. Except I did used to get down on some, I think it was called Time Crisis, the arcade, where you step on the pedal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, aiming in that's a little fucking easier than using my Xbox controller with the on-rail thing. But I got the swing of it eventually.
This game plays the best when you have the proper controller. Because I tried playing this with my GameCube attachment for a Switch. And it's just like, if you want to perform these moves, like you have to use the C-stick. It's like, I'm sorry, there's a major disconnect from the C-stick versus using.
Yeah, I had mine mapped to my right thumbstick, and it was just kind of odd.
Yeah.
Well, I was playing it on the 3DS, which has everything mapped to the, 4 regular face buttons. I was never that huge a fan of the 64.
It's definitely an odd shape.
I'm one of the few.
I mean, I see what they were going for, but like from the get-go, I never held it by anything except the outer handles. I never used that center handle. I just held it from the sides and reached all the way over with my thumb.
Same season.
You see, I always held it in the middle because when you're playing shooters, that it has the best location for the trigger, the Z button.
So I know that's what they wanted people to do, but it never felt
Yes.
right because it felt crooked to me.
Have either of you ever tried one of the, is it 8-bit dough that has the Nintendo 64
I-
controller that's more like the Pro controller?
I've seen them. I've never. I mean, I get
Awesome.
why it's more appealing to people, just because it's like, well, it actually seems to function. But I just been used N64 controller. It never bothered me.
I feel like those are for more of the people that are trying to go back and play Nintendo 64 games that didn't really grow up with that controller. And they're like, what the fuck is this? I'm not an octopus.
Oh, I guess what we've really established is Jeff's down for a 3-way.
Yeah, the middle one goes in your gooch hole.
What the fuck is a gooch?
If you got to ask, you don't need to know.
If you got a hole
First
in
time I ever
there,
heard
you
the
got
term
a
front butt.
fucking problem. Oh.
Yeah, I will say for my first time playing through this game, like, I thoroughly enjoyed it, even for going back to it being an older game. I really do think that Star Fox 64 holds up really well.
Yes, it does, because it has very smooth controls. It runs as smooth. I think this is one of the very few games that was able to run per second, even on the 64. So it's, I mean, I could be wrong about that. I just know that there's hardly any frame drop.
Yeah, I experienced very little. Like, there was a couple times where I could tell the game engine was struggling when there was a lot of stuff on screen, but it was for like a fraction of a second, which I found very impressive.
Which you were emulating, right?
Yep.
That could have been emulation hiccups because 64 is notoriously difficult to emulate.
Yeah, 100% could have been. There were little graphical things that I had to deal with, like on the map screen. There was like this little line at the top that just kept flashing like TV static looking shit. But that would go away when the map screen wasn't there. So it was just, little weird things like that. So it very well could have been that just the emulator was just struggling.
But the thing that has always shined to me about this game, even from when I was a kid, the fact that you can go start to finish single run on the game in about an hour, and just based on how good you're doing is going to put you on a different, more difficult or less difficult track. That was one of the things that I always had fun with, just exploring the different paths through the system.
Yeah, in fact, the first time I played last week, when I played is it Corderia?
Corneria.
Corneria. So when I first played, it took me down the green path, which was just to the right.
Blue.
The bottom path. Is it blue?
It's blue.
Oh, blue, yellow, and red.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless it's green because of the emulation.
Now that could be a possibility too, or I might just not know my colors because who the hell
Well,
knows?
it's Japanese. They call green blue.
So I went down the what was the easy path, and this time I just happened to fly under all of those little overpass things, and then Falcon was like, "Yo, Fox, follow me!" And we flew through a waterfall, and it went a completely different way than I did the first time. And I was like, "Oh, well, that's neat."
Yeah, this game, there are a lot of different paths and stuff that you discover. So, like one of my all-time favorite paths to take is go through the waterfall for the to go on the red path, which takes you to Sector Y. In order for you to proceed to continue down the hard path, you would need to get 100 kills. I don't do it. It sends me down the yellow path towards Katina.
That's what happened to me.
And you fail that mission. And you fail by the ship allowing to destroy the base. That sends you over to Sector X, which is the blue path. You shoot all the warp gates, which then warps you all the way to the hard path of Sector Z. And then you pass Sector Z to Area 6 to... So literally my path is going like left.
Yeah, I was saying you zigzag across. Now,
But it's one of my all-time favorite paths.
I know in the original game there was the secret level. Did they bring that into this too, where you can fly into the enemy and then it takes you to the place where you end up fighting the giant slot machine?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
They only, from what I understand, that was just supposed to be a experiment of trying to see, can we do scrolling? Like can the scrolling effect be achieved on the? That's the whole purpose of that boss.
I thought it was a very strange boss. when I was reading about it.
It was there just as a technical.
Okay.
And I guess they left it in there as an Easter egg or forgot to delete it.
Correct. But yeah, this game, there are 2 warp stages, but they don't lead giant bird slot machine.
Boo.
Now, I remember when I was a kid, one of the things that I really got a kick out of, too, was the opposing team.
Star Wolf.
Oh, yeah, dude. The one guy's just like, your daddy sucks. I'm like, God damn.
Well, did you read the intro to that?
No.
To the basically, it's like a Star Wars scroll. It's like this is the story, the backstory of what happens before the events of the game.
Yeah. So that was the guy who led Star Fox's dad to his demise or something along those lines.
He betrayed him and Peppy.
Fucking asshole. I'm glad I shot him down.
And if you want a spoiler, he eventually does. I think he does die later in the game. And not in this game. You eventually do get to kill him in Assault.
Wonderful. Good. Fuck that guy.
Now, I liked Wolf, but fucking Andrew.
What's wrong with Andrew?
Oh, he just always annoyed me.
Oh, Andrew. And no, Andrew is bad.
He had
I was thinking, like, wait a minute, what's wrong? I was thinking of Leon. It's like, wait, no. Leon's a cool one. Andrew sucks. Uncle Andros.
Nepo baby. Fucking
Oh, God,
bullshit.
that guy. Yeah, that guy.
Like, you know,
I can't let you do that, Fox.
tell me you got the job by being related to the boss without telling me you were related to the boss. He can't do it.
The Jared Kushner of Star Fox.
Now, don't they come back with, like, fucked up battles wounds later if you fight them multiple times across the paths?
No.
Hmm.
They come back just basically, like, with cybernetic enhancements.
I was thinking, like,
get-
mech replacements for where they got injured or some shit.
So like, when you first meet Wolf, he's got the iPad. You see him later in the game. I do believe he has a cybernetic replacing the eye. Now, it's actually kind of fun because when Wolf is first introduced in Star Fox 2, you see his picture, at the bottom of the screen. He actually has no eye patch, and you see his scar. Like, his eye is gone, and you just see, like, this big old red right across his face. So I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like Geralt.
Sure.
The big red eye scar going across.
Sure. Except he doesn't have an eye. Geralt does.
So, can we agree Falco's the coolest on the team?
The Falcon is badass.
He's fine.
Got tired of them being like, get these guys off my tail. I'm like, why don't you do the same thing you told me to do and use your brake? Let them fly in front of you and then shoot them.
I mean, technically, he's the ace on the group, and yet you're constantly having to save him. And what does he say in advance? I guess I should be thankful.
Oh, I guess I should be thankful. Yeah, he's such an asshole about it. It's like, well, I
But
could have let you get
everyone
shot
loves him because it's like, hey, Einstein, I'm on your side. Since we're kind of on that topic, this is one of the very first games, I believe. I know it's the first game in the series, but it's also, I think, one of the first games in video games that's fully voice cast. What did you think of the voice cast?
Whoever voiced Slippy can eat a dick because Slippy stayed on my fucking nerves.
Is that the
Yeah.
frog?
Yes.
Fox, get this guy off!
No, I'm good.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
I'm on your
team.
I will say he does get better in Assault.
His frog nuts drop. Sup,
It does, and you might as well stop calling him Slippy and start calling him Sassy, because he starts back talking to Falco. It's just like, about fucking time, Slippy.
I liked the redneck rabbit guy. Like, he was great, dude.
Peppy did give
Peppy.
us the greatest meme of all time. Do
What
a
is that?
barrel roll.
Oh yeah. Do a barrel roll.
You remind me just like your father.
Well, actually, it's actually not a barrel roll. It's an aeolian roll. Technically.
Technically, it's not even an alien roll. It's an aileron roll.
People were so nitpicky, dog. It's a fucking barrel roll. Like, leave me alone. Leave Peppy alone.
Yeah, give Rick May some respect. R.I.P.
Goddamn right.
And that is true. He did die a few.
See, that's the real reason they won't make another Star
Ow.
Fox game for you.
Fuck it, Rick.
No,
Why'd you have to die?
Oh, that tone shift got me. So
it saddens me that Star Fox at this point has been reduced to Nintendo D, because that is basically its last official release. If you're talking games, it's been since 2016 with Star Fox Zero, which was another reboot of Star Fox 64.
Well, think about Metroid. Like, how fucking long did they go between the last, console releases for new entries on Metroid?
Only a couple years.
No, for Metroid, for like that.
I know the last game was Dread.
Yeah, but Dread came out,
But before
and the
Dread,
last true Metroid game before that was fucking Super Metroid, because Prime does not count. Not the same type of game.
well, Metroid Prime's a first-person shooter. I put Star Fox right there, like almost with Mega Man Legends, where it's like people love and fawn over those games, but they just never give them a sequel for some reason. It's like there's Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, and
Well, you know why Mega Man Legends 3 got canceled? Capcom actually came out and said it. They were working on it. The fans didn't give them enough ideas to put in the game. So it was the fans' fault that number 3 didn't happen. I shit you not.
That sounds like the most cop-out bullshit I've ever heard in my life. That's some gaslighting on like a major level.
So Mega Man will rot on the fucking moon.
Fucking hell.
That's where 2 ends, by the way. Mega Man stranded on the moon after saving the world again. Roll credits.
It'd be really funny if they were like, all right, we're doing something with the Mega Man Legends franchise, and everyone gets really excited and they come out with another Tron Bond game. Just troll everyone.
They need to stop
But I feel for you,
fucking
Jeff.
experimenting and go back to basics with what the fucking franchise is good at. Rail shooters, multiple paths. Because did Assault even have alternate paths in it?
No, it was a linear path, but because of that, it was able to focus on story.
Was that the one with a lot of third-person parts?
Yeah.
Where
Well,
you
it's all
played as-
third person.
Well, no,
But
I
yes,
mean like,
but you're playing on foot. Yes.
yeah, that's,
You
that's what I meant.
You run around on stage.
But you say it's all third-person, but if I accidentally hit up, which I did a lot on my quote, C-stick,
You can't switch to first.
boy, trying to aim with that motherfucker, it was like, no, I'm gonna go back to third person. Like, no thanks. This way too much, just all over the place for me for first. No thanks.
I just don't understand why they won't. Like, Star Fox 64 is beloved for what it was. They could make such a bigger star system to work your way through and get more level variety.
There are several planets that they did not mention in 64. There are, for example, one of the biggest translation errors in this game is when you go to planet Fortuna. In reality, because the planet is really called Ficina. Fortuna is supposed to be a tropical. So the planet we go in this game is called Ficina. We don't visit Fortuna, so that's one planet we don't visit. There's also Papatuna, which is Fox's home planet, and then you start throwing in Saria, which is Star Fox Adventure, yada yada. So there is still like an unexplored system, or there's still an expanded system and that's why I know, Dane, you're talking about they need to bring back rail shooters, a rail shooter with multiple paths. I think they need to expand upon that on Assault and make this like a Mass Effect style game.
I could see that as like a spin-off, like a like Star Fox RPG almost of sorts. I think would be really cool.
So one of the stickling points to this franchise is Command. A lot of people seem to hate Command. That's the one that came out because the story was terrible. Because you had to use the stylus, a lot of people didn't like the controls. And it had 9 different endings. And when you compare those endings with the story plots of the game, they don't make sense. So it's like, all right, you have something here. Expand upon it. Don't turn this 1 hour, or I don't even think it was 1 hour. I think it was like 30 minutes because it was a handheld. It had to be a quick game. Turn this 30-minute idea into 25, 30 hours.
Yeah, or like Dane was saying, if you kept it like on the on rails thing. So say you have, let's expand it. Let's say there's 18 levels that you're looking at that you can go and do, right? let's say you get to the end, and depending on what path you took, suddenly Fox gets sucked into a black hole or something like that, and you warp, and boom, now you're in another place with another like 15 levels or something. People would be like, yes, like they would be so like there's more to play and everything. Now that is hinging on, do they have the story to carry that many levels?
If you take the story that from Command, yes, you could. And here's what I'm thinking of. So you have, think of it as, like Mass Effect or Borderlands. You got your story mission, but then you start unlocking side quests. Those side quests start giving you, it's like, hey, this just allows you to upgrade your armor, or do this quest. This gives you money, and you can unlock the Landmaster. It's just like a normal kind of action RPG.
I'd play it.
Now, if you could have levels that could be tackled with more than one vehicle type,
That's
to just
or you can go. Imagine it's like, oh, you have to do 3 Cornerian missions, but the first one you have to be in the R-Wing. The next one you have to go back. You're in the Landmaster. Or in this, and then the last one, oh, you have to be on foot, or you have to go back to the R-Wing. It's just like,
Oh man, and imagine if they could do it a multiplayer style too, like if you wanted, where like one friend is the tank, and then one friend is up in the plane, and then the other one's doing the third person on the ground third person shooter style stuff, and then you all have to kind of like rendezvous at a certain point, and then each of you has to do something to do with the ball. Like, that would be really fun.
or you know what? Let's take the story in a different direction. How about a Star Wolf game?
No, that
Now,
could be cool.
is Wolf
too.
exclusively a villain throughout the franchise?
no, he's an anti-hero.
Okay, we'll see. There you go.
Because he helps you in a assault.
I hate to say this because the eye patch gave me Snake vibes. So like I figured that at some point he's probably gonna be like, "You're not so bad, Fox."
He gets very close to that. He's not so much as like, okay, you and I are fighting basically we're fighting the board.
Okay.
So you and I are going to unite to defeat this evil, but when it's all said and done, I will kill you when it's all over. So it's that kind of relationship.
Because the impression I always got,
No one's gonna kill Star Fox but me.
No one will kill you except me. Exactly.
the impression I always got was there was an intense rivalry, but that his position on Andross's side and everything was more as that of a mercenary than actually giving a shit.
It's all about Andros is paying me more money. We'll fight for you. That's all it is. I'm sure a little bit has to do with the fact that it's like, oh, Fox is fighting for General Pepper. Okay, we'll fight for you. It's just that sort of. There's no villainy. It's just like, I'm your antagonist.
And Star Wolf is under the command of Colonel Salt.
I mean, Andros is rather salty.
Yeah, motherfucker. Nintendo really likes to do bosses that are just hands. Just think about it. Andros, big hands. In Smash Bros,
Bongo,
big hand.
Bongo's Ocarina of Time.
Big hands. It's just so strange.
You know why the hands are the bad guys at the end of Smash Brothers, right?
No.
Well, I know.
It's a
why.
kid playing with his toys.
Ah.
Yeah,
That
that's
makes sense to me.
when you play. It's specifically does it mostly in the 64 and Melee, which is the GameCube. It is basically a kid, it's just like, Link, go fight Samus.
And what's the final boss?
That's the impression
Me.
you got.
And that's why Master Hand's the right hand,
Hands.
because the kid's right-handed.
Makes total sense.
It's Master Battle Hand.
So, and the later games, they kind of forget that, but that's what's kind of cool about those first 2 games. It's just like, oh, it's literally how we used to play. It's just like, oh, we have our action figures, and we're having them have these big fights.
That makes a lot of sense.
And it explains why
Honestly,
the
I
smash
didn't know that.
attack sends them flying. All right, that's whenever you've got the 2 G.I. Joes and you do the super kick and pitch them through your mother's vase on the other end of the
And throw.
house. That's why it always sounds like something's breaking when they fly off screen.
Exactly. You broke the glass gravy boat that your grandmother gave your mother.
Oh man, that Jeff, you just made me think of a story Kevin Owens tells where he was a kid playing with his little wrestling figures, and he used to put on theme music. And Stone Cold's song starts with a glass shatter, and he wanted it to be realistic. So he said he grabbed a mug, not a glass. He grabbed a mug because he was an idiot kid, and threw it against the wall, and it just stuck in the wall. And he said it didn't break; it just went duh and stuck there. And he said his dad came home and was like, "What the fuck were you doing?" And then the dude's laughing at the story, and Kevin Owens leans forward and goes, "I was 17." Fucking mug. Like, what? Why? Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh.
Tremendous.
So what's your guys' favorite level in this game?
I hate to be a basic bitch, dude. I love the music in Corneria. So, like, I love that level.
That's the first game. The music is entirely different in 64.
No, I swear that was the song that was playing.
They are completely different music. The music you're thinking of, that really heavy, bouncy, like kick-ass music, that's in Star Fox 1.
Oh,
Star
man,
Fox 64 is more yellow, more tragic. It doesn't even share the same melody.
Man, I don't know, dog. I feel like that song was in. I'm gonna have to. I'll replay it. After
Give
the
it a listen.
I can't defend either.
They are two entirely different songs.
I can't defend either of your stances where I was playing this on handheld with the sound turned off.
But I really do. I enjoy that first level a lot. And much as I ended up having issues with it when I finally beat the lava level, I did enjoy that level because I felt like there was a good challenge to it.
I have to find it and I'll post it. There's this funny, I think it's maybe like a minute long. The place is called Solar, I think, and the entire time that it's just Fox making like puns about like, man, I am on fire, or it's like, man, Slippy, he just got burned. You know, those kinds of things. It's like, dude, we're dying.
He's really feeling the heat.
Exactly. So I have to find it. I'll post it.
Yeah, I really did enjoy the challenge of that level a lot.
That first one is good. I enjoy Macbeth, which is the train level, because that one has
tank. Yeah,
when you're the tank, because that one has two different endings, and it all depends on if you flip the switches.
I remember getting so pissed off trying to find all those damn switches.
One of them's hidden.
So, dude, my experience with that level, played through it. I missed the switches the first run through, and I'm fighting the boss. And I literally killed the boss, and one of his attacks was coming at me and hit me and killed me. So, like, he blew up, and I got the plus 50 hits or whatever the fuck. And at the same time, I hear, no! And it restarted the level and didn't give me credit for beating it. And I was like, oh, god damn it. So the second run through, I did get all the switches. And then I was like, oh, well, now there's no boss fight. What the fuck?
But then you get the funniest conclusion to that level. I can't stop it! And then you get the best explosion in Nintendo history, which is just 5 spheres.
Yeah.
And that's actually one thing I love about this. It's just like the explosion, they're just spheres. Orange.
It was fun though.
No. I didn't actually play through it and pull it off on this time. Which sector was it that like the alternate ending or the alternate path involves like finding those gates that you have to shoot so much that it opens up and you fly through it? I know it's
That's X.
That was my favorite one as a kid, just because I played specifically to get to X so many times trying to get all those fucking gates, and I kept fucking it up because I'd hit shit, break my wings, so now I'm down to the basic bitch blaster.
One laser. I think Sector X has the best music. I love that music.
Now, my least favorite level is any level that is just an all-range mode arena.
I did not like those.
I never cared. And I wasn't super crazy about them this time around.
The one specifically, the one fighting Starwolf like wasn't awful, but the one where there was just like enemies everywhere, like the swarm of them, and then the mothership comes in, that level was kind of annoying to me because I kept accidentally shooting my homeboys. They were getting in the way.
That's one of ours.
Yeah.
You have no idea how happy it was the first time I actually succeeded in not killing anyone.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because you do. I'm trying to think. I don't. I think you just get a different dialogue from Bill. Because I think if you shoot someone, I think Bill is just like, man, we lost so many people today. And if you manage to get through that level without killing any of your own guys, I think it's like, man, we could have done this without you, or something like.
And I will say, in 64, if you lose one of your crewmates, they're gone for the next level, but they come back. In OG Star Fox, if you lost one of your crewmates, you didn't get them back, which that's hardcore, dog.
Well, not even it's just the crewmates. You could do it with the Great Fox in Sector Z, because in that level, it's being attacked by these missiles, and if you fail to, or if you complete in destroying the missiles, then it will help you in Sector or Area 6 with shooting various battleship. Now, if you fail and it gets hit with a missile, it becomes disabled for the next level and won't attack.
I did have somebody that wasn't part of my normal crew show up in a level.
Was it a guy or a girl? Cat.
I think it was a girl.
That
Pink?
would be Cat.
She was pink.
Cat.
Yeah.
Falco's ex.
She and Falco have history.
Oh, okay.
Falco's been catting around.
Yeah, she swooped in and helped.
That's the pussy he's looking for.
It was fun, but I felt like she was always looking at me with murderous intent, so had to get out of there.
The scratches on my back.
But yeah, no, she does help you. It's the same with Bill. You help Bill, and then he helps you in some levels.
You scratch his back, and then later you tell him what he gets to scratch. Jeff's enormous balls.
God, dude, that just gave me a flashback to Cruel Intentions. I told you could kiss me. I never said I wanted to kiss you on the mouth. It's like goddamn.
What was your favorite boss?
I had the most fun.
I ended up like
the easy version of Venom. Whenever you just get the fun Robo reveal on Andros, and for no other reason than I always thought it looked goofy.
Yeah, it's just one of those things of like, oh boy, I defeated him. What the hell are you? And then he goes down like a bitch, and then you go through the credits. It's like, yes, I beat the game. Oh, I didn't kill Andro.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that. He turned into a brain with eyeballs.
Yeah,
for
that's
me.
You got the true
that's
ending.
the hard mode, essentially.
I don't know how the fuck I ended up getting that.
So, depending on which level you beat before you go to Venom, essentially changes what side of Venom you go to. If you're coming from the easy side, when you fight Andros, he turns into this big robot head. But if you come from the other side, his stage 2, instead of being a robot head, is the brain and eyeballs, and it slips into all range.
Yeah, which threw me off at first. I didn't realize I was in all range mode at first. and then I looked over at my radar and was like, oh shit. But I think my favorite boss was the lava guy. Like, he gave me the most trouble, but once I beat him, I felt the most satisfied after that.
I think for me, and I know you said this boss can suck your dick or eat your ass or whatever.
Yeah.
I love the Area 6 boss with the tentacles.
Fuck no. Fuck that guy.
I love it because there's a challenge, and you have to be on your toes.
I'll give you that. Playing through on RetroArch, I had a good run till I got up to that point, and I save stated. So every time I would die, I would just load my save state until I find it. It took me forever. That dude did not want to die.
Dane.
Oh, I said my favorite. Robohead Andros.
Oh, it was Robot. Okay.
Now, story-wise, I think any encounter with Starwolf probably feels like it should be better, but the all-range mode dogfights weren't as satisfying as the on-rail.
No,
I 100% agree.
That was one of the things that was brought. Star Fox 2 was supposed to be the whole premise was just all range. There was no on-rail portion, but that was one of the things that they brought over. I'm fine with it. I get the frustration with it. It's just like it's a disconnect. Like this is an entirely different style of playing the game, but I still enjoy it.
Which, they were trying to add variety, and I'm not going to fault. It just felt like they pulled it off better when they were on rails than the just freeform dogfighting. I think the bones were there. If they had developed more stuff or made the controls a little bit more intuitive. I know whenever I was a kid, I never could get the hang of the fucking U-turn, so I would just end up saying fuck it and just flying to the end of the map so that it would flip me around the other way. And then it'd take me forever to get my bearings.
I couldn't do that unless I was using a N60, just because I just have that muscle memory.
It took me a little bit to get used to having to do the turnaround U-turn thing on the Xbox controller. I can imagine that would have been a little easier with just regular 64 controls.
But I also think it would be easier for you because you have no history with the game, or very little history, where it's just like you don't remember how you don't have muscle memories. It's like, yep, I'm able to adapt to them rather quickly.
Yeah, it just took some getting used to. But once I figured out how to do it, although I was not very good at utilizing it, I was much better at slowing down and just letting them go past me.
Use the brakes.
Use the boost to chase.
Get this guy off me. Which, it is fun if you go to Sector X, and if you don't defeat the boss in time, it will smack Slippy to Titania. And then you have to go down onto the planet.
Oh, that's cool. It's really cool how they did such like little branching paths throughout the game.
And your action have consequences.
So that's why I think if they had like a massive thing that you could branch across for a single run where it's impossible to hit all the different things like it is on this, but having more options.
But you see, they tried that in Star Fox Zero. And why didn't everyone like that game? Motion control. And it was required. Because the game forces you have to use the gamepad, because the way the game is programmed is you have to use the tiny screen on the gamepad, and you have to use your actual team. So I do believe that's the one reason Zero hasn't come to this, because they don't know how to utilize that gameplay.
That's a bummer.
I commend them on wanting to use all the features of the system and the things that it's capable of on one hand, but on the other, experiment with a different franchise so you don't fucking kill it in the process.
Or make it a spin-off.
They tried that. It was called Star Fox Guard, which was just basically what are those?
Tower defense?
Oh, tower defense?
Tower defense.
I can get into tower defense games, but that doesn't seem like it would be fitting for a Star Fox game.
Well, it was just like a quick. I think the entire game you could finish in hours. It was kind of like a demo when you bought Star Fox.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I love this franchise. Obviously, this is not my favorite of the game in the series, but I still speak very highly of it just because of the fact that I've been playing this game for a long time. I put hundreds of hours into it just because of the fact that it's just like I could complete a run, and it's just one of those kinds of things. It's like you play a modern video game, and you could play it for like 5 to 10 hours, and you feel like you haven't accomplished anything. This, I beat it in an hour. Perfectly. Dalton, you beat this game for the first time. How long did it take you? 1-2 hours?
Combined, it probably took me probably like 2 hours.
And you got a -1 out of it. So you accomplished. You feel like your time wasn't wasted.
And I feel like I could go back and play through it again and see a different part of the game too, which is always good as well. Replayability is always a good thing in my opinion.
Exactly.
And replayability with an experience that's not intended to take forever. This is the type of game to get that, extra content for replay value.
It makes me sad that Nintendo won't do it. Now, I am hopeful. Every time we get a Nintendo Direct, now we have the Switch 2, it's just, I'm praying one of these days, because I usually don't watch the Direct live just because of the fact that I can't have my phone out during work.
Yeah.
So I'm always hopeful that just after the Direct is over, someone has tagged me and be like, watch it at this time, at this selected time. And I am prepared to see it. And even if it's just a teaser of just a Star Fox symbol, which is only like 5 seconds long, I know for a fact I would.
I know that feeling, man. To have something like I felt that way almost when Oblivion Remastered got it, just because it was like, oh my god, that's my favorite Elder Scrolls game, and they're bringing it up. What? Oh my god! Now, granted, that game's got its issues, but
sure.
I I can relate, man. And I hope that moment comes for you. You know, I feel like Nate will have a moment like that when Silk Song finally comes out, which apparently there's going to be a demo of that at Gamescom this year. So we'll see.
That game could
I
be in
think
my
if
library. I
Soul
still
Song-
would not believe it's out yet.
It's NFT.
Yeah, they
It's
made
like,
one
what?
copy of it.
It's like I own it. It's like it's just like a
Hyperlink to a JPEG.
a pixel art, a JPEG. There it is.
They do it like the Wu-Tang Clan did with that album. It's like we made like 5 of these. And that's all. Like, only 5 people can play. Now, obviously, someone would dump it online and people would be able to play it. But to own a physical, the ultimate limited run game, which I've never said it on this show, but I feel like I should. Fuck limited run games and their fear of missing out bullshit. But that's a tale for another time.
Oh no, we can just put these on really shitty copies because people are buying these to not open and put on a shelf anyway. It doesn't have to work.
Yeah, like, you know, you open it up and it's just a burned disc with the name of the game written on it. You're like, what the fuck? I watched an interview a long time ago with one of the guys from that company on Metal Jesus' Rocks channel. And it turns out the dude that was in that interview doesn't work for limited run games anymore because they started doing shit like that and he didn't agree with it. And his partner basically said, oh, well, fuck off then.
Didn't they do a couple of games where they like put the shit on a fucking USB and stuck it in the box too? Didn't even give you a disc.
Yep. Ain't that some shit?
But yeah, that's my love for this series.
After playing Star Fox 64, I can see why you guys liked it so much playing it when you were...
Now we just have to get you to play Assault.
Nah, fuck that. Adventure.
Well, good news is Dolphin emulator runs a hell of a lot better than 64 emulation. So...
Well, then you can play Adventure as well, which I like Adventure. Yes, the game is flawed because, I mean, if we ever do I could eventually do a Adventure episode, but I'll just give you a quick run. Adventure wasn't intended. It was supposed to be something called Dinosaur Planet. It was still developed by Rare.
But it wasn't aimed for the 64 originally?
It was aimed for the 64, correct? And Miyamoto saw the main characters. You know, Crystal she's an original. Well, that's what the concept of Crystal is a original idea. The version that we see her in Adventure is a Miyamoto design. Basically, they told Rare, make her sexy.
Star Fox Adventure was Jeff's sexual awakening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Miyamoto saw the main character, and it's like, this character, the Saber character, looks like Fox McCloud. Make this a Star Fox game. So Rare had to put all their time and effort to then turn it into a Star Fox game, and by the time that they were getting ready to release it, the GameCube was coming out. So then it's just like, okay, now we have to get a release for the GameCube.
Upgrade the engine, put it out on the new system.
Everyone gives Adventure shit, including me, because it plays like a Zelda knockoff. It's not a bad game.
No. Like, it has its faults. I mean, I will admit it. I mean, some of the puzzles are very obtuse. But when it comes down to it, it plays perfectly fine. Yes, it's like Zelda, and Zelda is the better game, but this is still a good game. That's all there is to it. Then when you get to Assault, yes, it goes back to traditional gameplay with like on-rail shooters and such, but then they take away it just focuses on... Actually, no. That's another thing. Assault. Its original purpose was just to be multiplayer. But then when you play it, it's like, wow, this game has really good multiplayer. The story mode, the story mode, it wasn't after. So that's why it's linear, but that's why it's story focused.
You know what I think will end up happening if they... Well, I'll be more hopeful when they make another Star Fox game.
Thank you.
So you know how the new Donkey Kong game, instead of doing the Donkey Kong Country style, they essentially took Mario Odyssey and made it Donkey Kong?
Mm-hmm.
Given Adventure's existence in the timeline, I think the next Star Fox game is going to be Breath of the Wild Star Fox Edition.
I'd be perfectly fine with that, and allows you to switch between Fox and Crystal. I think that would be fantastic.
I can see that being cool, yeah.
Back on Dinosaur Planet. Because Nintendo's a route of original ideas.
Well, technically, that's a rare idea.
Yeah, so they're just going to use it again.
So, and Nintendo eventually came up with, I don't know if it was Nintendo or Namco, but they eventually gave the, did they? No, Saria was named in the Salt. Or, Dinosaur Planet Saria was an adventure, it was called Dinosaur.
So, we got anything else we want to cover on Star Fox?
Nintendo, I know you're listening. Give us a new fucking Star Fox.
I think
And
I
make
said my
it-
piece, man.
Make it a Mass Effect style game. Or if you're going to redo adventure, I'm fine with a Breath of the Wild style game.
Here's the challenge I'll throw out. Because I've swore I won't buy a Switch 2. Make a good Star Fox game and I'll buy a Switch 2, Nintendo.
Oh, shit.
Give us bullshit, I'm going to continue not to do it. But make a good one.
It has
Without
to
a
be
bunch
good.
of fucking just
It can't just be another.
gimmick horse.
It can't just be another remake of 64. Let's
Star
be
Fox.
honest.
Well, if Zero was a remake of 64 again, that's the reason I say the next one will be a remake of Adventure, and it'll be a fucking Breath of the Wild clone.
Hold on, we better get this right before someone other, maybe Nate or someone, will call us out for bullshit. Star Fox 64 was apparently a reboot of Star Fox 1, and Star Fox 0 is a remake of. There, we fixed it. Now no one can call bullshit on it.
I mean, really, they should just make a Star Fox gotcha game.
Star Fox Go.
Yeah, there you go.
Where's the Slippy? The crystal's in my pants.
I feel like there's a good frog pussy joke in here somewhere.
That old slippy pussy.
Do you have anything to say, Dane? Any final thoughts?
Anything to say for yourself?
Yeah, it flat out. This was my favorite of the Star Fox games.
Mikolov, do you have anything to say? You hate it? Oh, okay. He hates this game.
Too many jump scares.
Yep, way too many. He was terrified at the robo.
I mean, look at his
Andros.
face. He's speechless. He's just.
His eyes are like a black void.
Oh.
Tremendous.
I guess that's it for Star Fox 64. So.
And that leads us, Dane, because this was my pick. Lead us in what is our next adventure.
So.
And it's a Star Fox adventure.
It is now.
Yes.
So I had an original plan for what I was going to put up next. And then about a month ago, the world lost someone very important. And also Hulk Hogan died. So I love watching Dalton trying not to laugh right now. So I think in memory of the late, great Hulk Hogan, I think that we need to do the classic film, Suburban Commando.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I was like, I know he's talking about Hogan. What movie? Because there's like 3 movies that came to my mind. It was Suburban Commando, Santa with Muscles, and
Mr. Nanny.
3 Ninjas.
Well,
No.
Isn't he? Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mr. Nanny or something?
He did Mr. Nanny.
Yeah.
He was in
No.
one of the 3 Ninjas movies. I can't remember which one.
High Kick It or Kick It High Shanghai Noon. No, that's a different movie. It was one of those like High Kick It Thunder Mountain or something like weird.
Fist Puncher 3. I don't.
Something like that. Yeah, it's Backdoor Sluts 9.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember him showing up as a kid, and I'm like, "What the fuck? That's Hulk Hogan." Because I just rented that movie. You know what I mean? I came home, I'm like, "Hey, it's Hulk Hogan."
Well, see, all my memories in youth of Hulk Hogan, he was my favorite wrestler just because I loved Suburban Commando and Mr. Nanny. I loved those movies, unironically.
It's gonna
So
be fun.
I do like that, but I'm just trying to look at the schedule for next month because, as everyone knows, next month is supposed to be Spooktember. This episode is released on the 5th, or when we do Suburban Commando.
Oh, was that actually going to land in
It will
September?
be released on the 5th. It's going to land in September.
Oh, fuck.
So
I mean, Hulk Hogan's acting is pretty scary.
All right. Yeah, I was thinking we had another episode that was going to drop this month. Okay, so we will push out Suburban Commando. We will come back around to it. So I guess that means we're going to do the first of the Spooktember picks.
Yeah, I apologize. I just
Hey,
wanted to make
dude,
sure.
I'm
that
glad
we
you
were-
caught it so that we can actually do a proper announcement for this one instead of just surprise, motherfucker. All right.
Supplies, motherfucker.
So, since it's going to be the first of the Spooktember picks, in that case, we will start off with mine. And
It also has Christopher Lloyd going, "I was frozen today."
one of the greatest lines from that film. So, we will get to that after the spooky season. But, Jeff, what is this show known for besides tangents?
Nicolas Cage and Kurt
There
Russell.
you go. So, Spooktember. We're going to start it off strong and we're going to be true to our roots. We're going to do the Nicolas Cage neoclassic, Willy's Wonderland.
I've
You
never
have
heard
never
of
heard of Willy's Wonderland?
It's how have you not
No.
heard of this? This is Nicolas Cage doing, I think, Five Nights at Freddy's.
That sounds awesome. No, I've never heard of this.
He is the guy locked in the.
What kind of rock have you been
He
living
is the
under?
man locked in the
what's
pizzeria
been-
with the haunted animatronics. And here is the best part of the entire film. He has no dialogue. And he is the star of the movie.
Fantastic. Oh, it's tremendous. Now, question for Spooktember. Do y'all do weekly for that? Or do you just do
I think the
like
original
normal?
plan we were going to do weekly, but because of certain shit coming up, I think we're just going to stretch Spooktember across September and October and have a
Okay.
2-month reign of horror.
I know on Steam Machine, I think it's slated for late September that we're going to do Slay the Princess. To kind of coincide with the y'all spookiness, we figured we'd get in on that as well to kick it off. Spooktober. So, yeah, man. It's going to be fun.
Fun stuff. 'Cause I have a lot of thoughts on that game. It's going to be entertaining.
I'm very intrigued about this movie, a Nicolas Cage movie where he doesn't say anything, and it's a horror movie. Like I am very.
It is.
I've never watched it, but I've obviously I've heard plenty of people shit on this movie, but I think they're not true Nicolas Cage fans because all Nicolas Cage fans say, "Oh, this movie."
Dude, there are some movies that people shit on that I adore, like Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Like I get that that's not a great movie. I fucking love it.
I think it's the better movie, just
It's a
because
great
I think it's more entertaining and it had more craziness going on. Whereas when we did Mortal Kombat, I'm just like, I don't remember anything that goes on.
Here's what pissed me off about Annihilation. You had high quality Sub-Zero costumes. And then you make Annihilation and you go out and you buy one for $10 at a fucking Spirit Halloween. That dude was the same fucking size. Just put the same damn costume. Just reuse it. Why did you have to go to a fucking bargain bin for a new Sub-Zero costume? Ah.
The world we never know, or we will know. We just have to read like a documentary or something about the production of that.
Well, everybody reads documentaries.
Well, he watches audio podcasts.
It's true.
The viewers.
I listen to paintings from time
the
to time.
viewers like you.
Viewers like you. Viewers like you.
So I guess that wraps it up. Were we going to do any questions, or we just want to call it here?
No, we better call it because it's getting late. Obviously you have to get up early in the mornings,
And I am
And
about
we're-
to piss my pants.
and we're almost at 3 hours according to my runtime. So
Yeah, you're about 10 minutes shy. So if you've made it this far, God bless you. I don't know how you pull it off. I've been Mr. Puzzles. He's been Grumpy Jeff. That's been Steam Machine Dalton. You've been the audience. Thank you so much for listening. Jeff, do you have any final parting words you want to leave these beautiful, beautiful people with?
only I have the brains to win.
Our theme song is Moonpath by Nile The Nightmare. You can find a link to that track as well as his full discography in the show notes or by visiting nilethenightmare.bandcamp.com. Want to hang out with us and a bunch of other entertaining degenerates? Join us on Discord at bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all caps. Enjoy the show, rate us where you're at, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
Did I say incest earlier? I meant incense.